Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rich Clark. I've been a hypnotherapist for the last 8 years and a holistic therapist for the last 15 years. So I'm going to carry on the 8 limbs of yoga. So I've already spoke about the 5 yamas, and I'm going to now speak about the niyamas. So what is a niyama, yama, so forth? So a yama is the relationship with others, and the niyamas are about our relationship with ourselves. So the first one is called saucha, and saucha is a Sanskrit word which often translate as purity or cleanliness. It refers to cleaning at many levels, the physical and mental levels, as well as the internal and external, if correctly practiced. So, when we look at the word sauchat, which is by cleanliness, swa is own, anga is body, and jugupsā is destination or disgust or repulsiveness, right? And paraih is what you think of others. So these are all sort of ideas. So personal hygiene and cleanliness of your own physical body and mind, there will be a disinclination towards the body, and this will be cessation of craving for contact with the body of others. So when we're talking about this idea, the craving and the body and the mind, because we totally do not understand our bodies. So beneath the skin there is bones, flesh, nerves. The lack of understanding of the body can result in obsession, where suddenly we cannot be satisfied by anything. So what are the benefits of saucha? So if we look at the idea of sattva, is the purest of subtle essence, internal being. And then samadhi, which is the purification of suamanasa. So again, all these ideas. So when we're looking at how saucha brings 5 more benefits, it is the purification of the subtle physical and mental energy or essence, sattva. So the idea is when you're a healer, you should always be cleaning your energy, right? So, clean your energy, clean wherever you are. Same as when you're a hypnotherapist, you should always be clean, make sure you're in a clean environment, tidy up, make sure you're dusting things. Like here in Spain it gets quite dusty, so I'm having to dust a lot all the time. And also be clean in your thoughts. So number 2 is harmony in the mind, cheerfulness, clarity in thinking, purity of intellect. So clearing your mind, clearing it of negativity, try and wipe out any horrible thoughts. Again, I've mentioned this before in many other videos. Again, write down thoughts and then burn them to try and rid of them. Try and dictate them, put them into a diary entry, voicemail, put them into songs, put them into poetry. Talk about them. Get them out of your body. Yeah? 3, one-pointedness or focus. So the focus is to come across that you are of purity, and that you're willing to resonate with people to understand them. 4, conquest or mastery over the senses. So your senses, we've got the 5 senses, which is your sight, your smell, your touch, your taste, and your hearing. And then again, what we have to do is what I call our 6 senses, the understanding and awareness of what things are around us. And 5, the qualification or capability for self-realisation. Self-realisation is about who we are, working out our journey to who we are and what we are supposed to do. So this is an example, is 5 modern ways to incorporate saucha into our lives. So the first one is many people do is the yogic shatakama. And this is the tradition of where by practicing these, you clear certain things. So we call it shatakama, which is shat is the 6 and then karma is action. So there's 6 of these things. And these are secret yogic practices, including the purifications of the nadis, body and mind. So the first one is called neti, and that's the nasal and sinus one. So what you do is you get water and you will pour like salt water or whatever that is and clean out the nostrils. This is very useful to when you're clearing out the mucus in your body, because mucus can also then create infections and disease. So that's something we should always look at. And if you hear like people are talking and they're all like bunged up, again, recommend this. It's really useful, and doing this every morning or even at night is to clean out the body of mucus is useful. So the next one is called Dauti, and Dauti is gastric and internal wash, includes 2 varasaras, and that basically, like the gastric and internal wash, intestinal wash is like cleaning that out with flushing and so forth. Nauli is an abdominal massage. So that's what you do, is you make sure you're massaging in all these areas to clear whatever there is in the gastric part. And abdominals is what holds a lot of energy, because it's how we connect with others. Basti is lower GI cleaning, and that's the GI intact. And then Kapalabhati is skull shining breath. So again, if someone breathing again, cleaning out the breath, cleaning out all the orifice and so forth. And then translate is the cleansing of the eyes. So again, cleaning your eyes, there'd be so much rubbish what comes in your eyes. So, when you get sleep in your eyes, you've got to clean it out. Another thing is as well with lower GI cleaning, is you see in the West we were taught about using toilet paper, but you see when we go to India or the Middle East, they wash with water. So the idea of using water to wash your GI tract, your rectal, your anus and so forth, to clean out all them things. So actually then you are clean there. And also again the same thing when you're washing. These are basic things you'd think, but a lot of people don't do it, is washing your genitals. And doing that in a way that that is clean, and there's no infection or smell or fungi growing or any of these things. So these are very useful. And the idea is water should run in and on this body, both inside and outside. Number 2 is solitude. And this is how you do it. So giving your opportunity for self-discovery, exploring questions like, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? So I talked about purpose. So solitude, even through social media channels, can encourage purity and the ability to realise oneself. So if you hone the mind and bring about greater quality in thinking and clarity, this is why so many of the great works of the world has been created or conceived in solitude. So when you're depressed or unhappy, you want to isolate yourself. That is a natural tendency when we're not in contact with anybody for a day or two. We see that our minds are clearer and clearer. These are the effects of Saucha. Okay, compassion walk. So what is compassion walk? This is quite an unusual one. So go for a compassion walk during which you make a conscious effort to see everyone, regardless of their behaviour, as doing the best they can in that moment. Instead of making any judgments, try assuming they are struggling in the same ways you are. You send a silent prayer for them to suffer less, to have opportunities to learn and grow. See, this is the idea. It's like we shouldn't be so judgmental. We should be allowed to allow people to grow. This is a great way to develop a non-judgmental attitude towards all. Adapt minimalism. This is very common again. Again, great way to not just keep your physical spaces, but also your inner space decluttered. Start with cleansing and organising your desk at work, your wardrobes, and then the whole house. Toss out anything that you don't need or don't use and see how lighter you are. And then number 5 is breathe and meditate. So in this is the understanding of pranayama. Now I'll be talking in this in a few weeks about breathwork and pranayama, but again, a sure way to cleanse and purify from within is practicing Sudarsha Kriya. Daily clears the internal energy channels and cleanses the nervous system. And in the next few weeks of pranayama, I'm going to show different forms of breathing and actually how that can help you. And also I've done that already in how to control anxiety and so forth, but I'm going to go into it more in detail. So until next time, I will speak to you soon.